Yes, I stand. I stand by.
To be clear, yeah. So to be clear, as chat, Irish Laddie has basically said he would give me the bullet in his real world. So while he's here whining about me dialoguing treating him, we're coming into this with him basically saying he would kill me under his political system.
Okay,
so,
okay. All right, okay. For one, I didn't say I would do it. I'm lazy, okay? Let's not assign that responsibility to me. But would you be killed generally? Ooh, I don't know. You make a solid case every time you open your mouth. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of that statement at all.
Right, but here's the problem: is that I'm having a serious discussion here. I really believe capitalism is the best system for what you claim to care about. And here you are saying people like me get murdered. Like, why would I?
This is a feature of capitalism, not a bug. I don't think that capitalism is functioning poorly in this country at all. I think it's working exactly as it's intended to. Though, to say it's intended to work at all.
So how are they?
I suppose, but I'm not exactly a big fan of the Scandinavian countries myself.
Because you think they delay your glorious revolution where you can slaughter the rich people?
You got it. And eat them. It's not like we'd let the bodies go to waste.
All right.
You know, there were like those Patriot Prayer dumb fucks rolling their, you know, $60,000 trucks through like urban neighborhoods with a bunch of guys with guns in the pickup trucks. When that happens, I want people to be able to take shots at them from apartment windows. You know, I don't want them to just be victims here. We have to be ready.
What about the Jews? Oh, no one's advocating for that. And right now we have the people on our side, and then there's this fringe that's
same in Germany. Germany was a very progressive place before during the Weimar Republic. Not as progressive as modern day America.
You're saying that Hitler and the Nazis was not a popular movement?
No, the Germany Nazis only had initially support of like 25 to 30% of the population. They seized power anti-democratically, and through seizing control of education and the means of propaganda, they convinced a larger and larger group of Germans of the general political aims, misinforming them. Some of the stuff they'd like to say about Jews were that they were effete intellectuals who would corrupt their children through degenerate messaging designed to destroy Western civilization. It was not a popular movement to begin with. They seized power anti-democratically. You know how many people are Republicans in the US? About 30%. Everything is set up. And the Germans and the Nazis were not any more intrinsically anti-Jewish to begin with than modern Republicans are against trans people. Maybe you can convince 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but every night Tucker Carlson speaks to an audience of millions. I'm sorry, at a certain point, look, maybe everything works out, but past a certain point, not saying you need to be ready is just irresponsible.
Okay, and I already agreed. You can totally say you need to be ready. What I am kind of addressing is very different than just you need to be ready. But I do think, even in the case that you're talking about, I hate doing this because it's like the most extreme case and definitely lack of knowledge there. But if early on when they started slandering Jewish people, if there's a bunch of Jewish people who started enacting violence or kind of promoting really violent rhetoric, even though I think it would be justified and moral, I don't think even you would believe that would have helped them. That would have caused it all to seem more justified. And that's why I'm really scared about going around saying Republicans are demons and human flesh.
The Holocaust happened
anyone
anyway.
who's like a little soft-hearted liberal is going to be like, oh, that seems so crazy. Like, I definitely don't want to be a part of that movement.
When the Holocaust happened anyway, you can't really go back in time and be like, well, if you'd been more violent, a second Holocaust would have, like the Holocaust 2 would have happened. No, actually, I think that something would have changed if Jews back then had simply armed themselves and then killed all of the Nazi party, you know? And there were attempts to do that, but I mean full on, kick down the door, gun them all down, you know, maybe they get arrested or executed.
Boom, you just said it.
Whoa, but killing Nazis? Right, wait, are we against killing Nazis here?
I'm totally on board. I'm saying right there you're making a comparison. So then
I've made nothing.
Whoa, what you wanted.
I have made no allegories in this conversation, okay?
What's an allegory?
No comparisons, analogies, none whatsoever. But yes.
What? That's what we're talking about. We're comparing. Yes, you.
No, we're not. No, this is unrelated. There.
So that's what some progressive group should do to Republican leadership.
And would I even imply that? So, let's say that
then what are we talking about Germany
let's say in Nazi Germany, So the assassination of political leadership is a very effective way at destabilizing a political movement. That's
So
just...
then make it. So then apply it to our current situation.
Well,
Go.
wait, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what your threshold is for the Nazis.